Hi, welcome to Fuck Around and Find Out. Why have I named my podcast Fuck Around and Find Out? Because that's how I'm going to describe my life's journey. If I hadn't fucked around, I wouldn't have found out. I've been asked numerous times, why do you want to start a podcast? Well, here it is. I'm starting a podcast because I have stories and experiences to share. Although I thought that I wanted to write a book, and I did put pen to paper many times, what I realized was I was writing a diary. It did help me heal in many ways as I wrote the words down, many times smiling, but more times with tears in my eyes or trickling down my cheek. I'd had experienced a lot of pain and a lot of heartache. This was a healing process for me. And the more I wrote down, the clearer things began to be. I was able to reflect on the experiences that I'd gone through. This was a healing process. The process of healing had begun for me. I'm sharing my story now on this platform as a way to somehow, some way, give someone hope or a better understanding of their own situation. As I dive deep into being married to a narcissist, starting to date again, finding love, amongst various other topics. My name is Julie. I am a mom of teen twin boys and an adult daughter. I was married for 20 years and now happily divorced. I've had some beautiful moments in my life and wonderful memories, but struggling and sadness was a huge part of the last 20 years. Losing myself and not knowing who I was. I once was asked, "Who are you? Who are you, Julie?" And I thought, okay, I know who I am. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a boss. And I was challenged by saying no. Who is Julie? And I couldn't answer that. I didn't know who I was anymore. I had lost myself. I was so busy taking care of the house and the kids and going to work and that I was just going through the motions of every single day. So when I had to stop and think about who Julie was or who Julie is, I really couldn't answer that question. Who was Julie? Well, at one time, she was a girl who loved going to the museums and who loved going to the theater. She was a girl who loved painting and singing and dancing around the house. She would smile, real smiles, the ones that go from ear to ear. Where was that girl? She was lost. I was lost. And so I began the journey of finding myself again. I have learned many lessons, very hard lessons. And I have many stories and thoughts to share. Things that I have learned through this journey we call life. I'm still very much working on myself as I believe that this never stops. Nor should it. I finally know my worth and how truly strong I am, and that I will not allow my past situations to dictate my future. No excuses, no poor me. Recently, I'm focusing on getting healthy, not just physically, but continuing on my mental health journey. Always learning, always adapting. No one can fix me. No one can fix you. That comes from a willingness to learn and to continue to grow. I am currently in a loving, healthy, long-distance relationship with a man who has shown me what true love is. It comes with its own set of challenges. However, no challenge is too big when you have faith. If you want to hear how I've managed to find myself after being in a narcissistic marriage, struggling with my faith, and almost giving up on life, take this journey with me and hit the follow and subscribe button. My podcasts will touch on various topics, and I will have guests where we will discuss relationships, the good, the bad, the ugly. I think it's important for people to share their life experiences. One, I believe it helps with self-growth, self-realization, and healing. And it helps others realize they're not alone. Many of us have struggled through life. Situations may look different, the stories may sound different, but the feelings are the same. It is said that you find 3 loves in your life. The first love you think will last forever. I met mine at 15, and we were engaged 3 years later, and although I felt like I was deeply in love, we grew apart, and this ended. Our relationship ended 6 months before our marriage. Our families were heartbroken. However, we were not. We had realized we had had a wonderful relationship, and we had learned what falling in love was. We just were not each other's people. We wanted different things from life. This was not an easy breakup. It even got ugly for a bit, but this is one that I recovered quickly from. My second love was an intense love. This love turned my world, my life upside down. I married a man at 20 years old. What did I know at 20? I was still growing up. This relationship came with massive highs and extremely massive lows. This relationship left me putting up some extremely high walls. I became very distrusting of men. I was so extremely hurt. I was experiencing a pain so painful that I never thought I would be okay. This wasn't how my life was supposed to be, is what I kept telling myself. How could this be my life? We got married, we had children, we had planned a future, we were working towards that future. So how could this have happened? How is this happening to me? Well, through this heartbreak, I grew. I changed. I had started to find a strength within me that I didn't even know existed. My biggest lesson here was I learned what I wanted and what I needed from a partner and what I wanted love to look like, what I needed it to be, and what I didn't, what I wouldn't accept. I was starting to learn what my worth was. I had been married for 20 years, and I had accepted a lot of bad behaviors. I conformed, and I gave up. I gave up on me. I became okay with just the status quo. I became okay with being treated poorly. I became okay with thinking that this was just my life and that this was normal. It wasn't normal. And when you are in a situation that is unhealthy, that is abusive, you don't realize until you're away from that situation, looking back in, how horrible, how mistreated, how awful things really were. Because when things first start happening, yeah, they're hurtful. Yeah, you know it's not right. But when it happens over and over and over again, it starts becoming your new norm. This wasn't a norm. This wasn't okay. And I realized that. And that's what my podcasts will cover. They will cover various topics where I will share stories of that relationship. I found a third love. This one was an unconditional love. This love came out of nowhere. I wasn't looking to date. I had tried dating. I was dating in my 40s. It was like, how do you even date anymore? The world had changed. Everything was social media, and and online dating, and, people didn't meet in person anymore. And that was a hot mess. I was lost. I was overwhelmed, but I'd given it a shot. It wasn't for me. I took a break. I'd contemplated on giving up finding my partner. People always say, a person will come into your life when you're ready and when you least expect it. And I kept thinking, yeah, this is a bunch of baloney. This doesn't happen. Until it did. When I met this man, this one felt right. I felt at home with him immediately. I, for once, had felt more like myself with him than I'd ever felt before. And reflecting on a marriage that I had come out of, was I truly ever myself? No, I wasn't. I was who he wanted me to be. But with this love, I was truly myself. And he embraces my imperfections and my crazy nature. And yeah, I can be a little crazy. He inspires me to be the best version of myself. He's my cheerleader. We are committed to a future together. I thank God every day for bringing him into my life. He has shown me that true love does exist, that I am safe, that I am protected, and that I'm adored. He has shown me without a doubt what love truly is. Nothing in life is perfect. However, when you find your perfectly imperfect person and you're his perfectly imperfect person, there is nothing you can't overcome together. In my next podcast, I'll be diving into a relationship that I thought had left me crippled. When you feel like your life is falling apart and you don't think or you don't know how you're going to get it back together, I want to tell you, you can. I did. It wasn't an easy journey, but nothing in life that's worth living for, nothing in life that's great is easy. And the challenges that we experience make us who we are. And I'm a true believer that there is a silver lining, that there is hope, that there is love in this world. We live in a world of negativity and in a scary world. And the only thing we can control is ourselves. By being a positive, loving, caring person, by continuously working on myself, admitting my faults, owning up to my mistakes, has made me the woman that I am today. So, if you want to know more about my journey, if you want to hear my life stories and some of the lessons that I've learned along the way, hit the follow and subscribe button below. And thanks for joining me today.